Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, Kaylee and I are going to go over 9 easy hikes in Banff.
We are so excited. This is a long overdue list. We're super excited to share all of these hikes with you. Banff National Park is one of the most visited spots in all of Canada, and there is no question why. Home to iconic places like Lake Louise, Johnston Canyon, and Moraine Lake, Banff has countless hiking trails that offer phenomenal scenery.
For those of you who don't know us, I'm David.
I'm Kaylee.
And we run a travel and adventure blog called Made to Explore.
We are passionate about activities that get you outside and off the beaten path. We've got a ton of hiking, adventure travel, and van life. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified. We would love to have you around for all of our adventures.
Also, if you find this video useful, be sure to like it.
Yes, it would really help support the channel.
This is without a doubt one of the most common questions we get asked, and Banff is basically in our backyard. So we're really excited to share these hikes with you guys.
Okay, number 9 on the list is Silverton Falls. This is a short and sweet hike located right by Castle Junction. It is 1.8 kilometers and 106 meters of elevation gain, so not that hard. You can actually do this hike all year round. We went in the winter and it was beautiful, but it's a great summer hike to a beautiful little waterfall. If you're up for more of a challenge, you can continue on this trail to Rockpile Lake, but I believe that's like an 18-kilometer hike or something like that. So not an easy hike, but an option if you're looking for one.
Next up on the list is Sulphur Mountain Boardwalk. So this hike starts at the top of the Banff Gondola, which honestly has pretty good views on its own. But once you get to the top and start walking along this boardwalk, you're going to be amazed. And it is definitely easy.
It is easy.
This hike is 1.2 kilometers round trip and 39 meters of elevation gain, which is honestly just a few steps. So
yeah, this is like,
I don't even know if this classifies as a hike.
it's not really, it's kind of like a walk, but guys, the views, like, it's just so unique because it's like you summited a mountain, but you didn't have to summit the mountain.
I would recommend going here for sunrise or sunset too, because if you go there for sunset, you can watch the sunset and then you can watch the stars come out, and the town of Banff glows at night. It's so beautiful. And in the winter time, you can obviously do this hike too. The stars come out at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You can have dinner up there. Just hang out up on top of the mountain for a few hours and relax.
Yeah, if you go in the winter too, go to night rise. Number 7 on the list is the Lake Louise Shoreline Trail. This 4.5 kilometer hike is pretty famous. Everybody pretty much knows Lake Louise if you're looking into Banff. And the hike is a really good way to ditch the crowds. Right at the parking lot by the Fairmont Chateau gets crazy busy. Tour buses are coming. People, like,
it's awful.
It's wild. As soon as you start walking around the lake, though, it drops by like a 10th. Not a lot of people do this hike. It is only about 100 meters of elevation gain, so it's super doable. You can also rent a canoe here and go out on the lake if you want to.
Yeah. Or you can bring your own if you want.
Yeah, bring your own paddleboard.
We just visited Lake Louise as part of the Big 3 tour with our new favorite local tour company called Big Nature. These small group day trips stop at Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, Emerald Lake, and Teahouse Falls with various pickup locations between Calgary and Lake Louise. This is a great option for anyone looking to avoid the craziness of driving and parking in Banff, or who wants to see a ton of great sights in one day. We've got a video coming out soon on our entire experience, which we will link below, and you can use the discount code MADETOEXPLORE10 for 10% off any public or private bookings with Big Nature. We promise you're gonna love them.
Number 6 on the list is Lake Agnes Trail. This also starts at Lake Louise and is more of a moderate hike, but because there's tea at the end of this hike, we decided to classify it as easy. If you're into fly fishing too while your lady's having tea, fish are jumping like crazy. This hike is 7.4 kilometers and 435 meters of elevation gain.
Tons of families we see doing this all the time. You can get tea, you can get food at the Teahouse.
Yeah.
Lake Agnes is amazing.
Yeah, definitely go here early in the morning because it gets full quick. If you've hung out at the Teahouse and you're up for something a little more, you can hike up to Big Beehive or even up to Devil's Thumb, which have unreal lookouts. These would probably classify as more of a hard hike though. So
yeah, just depends what you're up
Wheaties
for.
if you're into it.
Your Wheaties.
If you are visiting the Canadian Rockies this summer, we've created a 98-page travel guide that details all of our favorite places. We have spent the past 12 years exploring Banff, Jasper, Yoho, Kootenay, and Kananaskis country, and this guide includes all of the best lakes, viewpoints, day hikes, backpacking trips, natural hot springs, activities, camping spots, and more. We have just updated it for the 2023 season, and we can't wait to share it with you. We will link it below and at the end of this video.
Number 5 on our list of the best easy hikes in Banff is Panther Falls. This is one of our favorite winter hikes on the Icefields Parkway. It's super beautiful. Yeah. The waterfall is frozen. You can go behind it. You can climb on it if you have ice spikes. Be careful, of course. This hike is only 1.3 kilometers and 85 meters of elevation gain. It is really easy. Really worth it. Good bang for your buck.
Yeah. This hike is quite a distance from Calgary. It's closer to Banff, but it is along the Icefields Parkway.
Yeah, it's pretty much right at the border between Banff and Jasper National Parks, kind of halfway up the parkway. So if you are taking a day to drive the parkway, which we would highly recommend, there's a ton of really cool lakes, which we just made a video on the best lakes in Banff. So we'll put that below. And we have a video on the best stops on the Icefield Parkway, so we will link that too.
Number 4 on the list is Bow Lake to Bow Glacier Falls. This hike is a little long, but the elevation gain isn't so bad. And Bow Lake is incredible.
We wanted to put Bow Glacier Falls on here because if you're into waterfalls and you're up for an 8.9 kilometer hike with 285 meters of elevation gain, that's awesome. It's a great hike. But also if you just want to hike along the shore at Bow Lake, it's also wonderful. You can just go for as far as you want. There's a beach area. You can go swimming.
Paddleboarding, canoeing.
Yeah, the usual lake activities. And, go early in the morning. The reflection here is out of this world.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Johnston Canyon. So I'm sure you have probably seen pictures of this or heard of it if you've looked into Banff at all. Johnston Canyon is well worth the hype, I would say. Like, it's super popular, but it is just, there's no other hike like it in Banff. It's worth the trip. Go early. There's tour buses. There's just a lot of people here. But if you go early in the morning, you can definitely beat a lot of the crowds. There are a few options with this hike. So you can either hike up to the lower falls, the upper falls, or the paint pots. In total, the hike to see the lower and the upper falls is 5 kilometers with 236 meters of elevation gain. The trail is paved this entire way, and there's some steps. There's a couple of steeper sections, but overall, it's super accessible. I think it's one of the only hikes in Banff that has a catwalk like this built.
Yeah, that's what makes it super unique.
Yeah, it's so cool. If you would like to hike all the way up to the ink pots, it's just past the upper falls that this trail starts. The path turns to dirt and you lose about 80% of the crowds immediately. This takes you up to a very beautiful meadow with a bunch of different colored pools. If you want to go all the way up to the ink pots, that increases this hike to 11.9 kilometers and 600 meters of elevation gain. So definitely more of a intermediate hike.
Number 2 on the list is Peyto Lake.
We love Peyto.
Could go on forever about this lake, but just visit it. You'll see what we're talking about. They just redid the viewing platform here, and it is amazing. It was so popular that things were getting packed, and it just couldn't accommodate so many people. But now it can accommodate a lot more people. Highly suggest going here for sunrise or sunset to avoid the crowds. It's along the Icefields Parkway. It is 2.4 kilometers and 99 meters of elevation gain in total, so really not that difficult at all, and
it's so worth it. Okay, number 1 on the list.
Bet you can't guess it.
That's the one place we haven't talked about yet that's super famous in Banff. Honestly, it's a walk. It's not like a hike in Banff per se, but we had to put it on this list. The Moraine Lake Rockpile and Shoreline Trail. So in total, if you do the Rockpile and the Shoreline Trail, it's about 4 kilometers with 50 meters of elevation gain. You don't even notice that you're hiking/walking because it's so pretty. You just get so distracted.
Yeah, it's more of just a place to like go and explore and hang out and spend a couple hours for sure. If you can go early, go early. Sunrise here is really, really stunning. This is the first year that they have closed the road So you actually have to book a bus to get up there. You can also bike if you want to bike though, so that's an option, or you can hike up.
We just visited Moraine Lake with Big Nature for sunrise, and they were absolutely incredible. You can book private sunrise tours for up to 13 people or visit as part of the Big 3 tour that we mentioned earlier. We will link their website below, and don't forget to use our discount code MADETOEXPLORE10.
If you guys found this video useful, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you're into adventure travel and van life.
Make sure to check out our Canadian Rockies guide. We have just updated it for the 2023 season, and we are super pumped about it. We will link it below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
See you next week.